All right, everybody, we're back. Everything's going to be all right. Rockabye. All right, folks, my first guest is the mayor of New York City, and if you listen to some political analysts, a possible Republican candidate for president. Please welcome Rudy Giuliani. I gotta say, this is dramatic. You look very different. You lose a lot of weight. Is that
40 pounds?
40 pounds, really? That's great. Are you going? Is there some goal? Do you want to lose more? Do you want to stop right where you are now?
No, that's almost a whole person. So I don't want to lose.
Are you gonna start powerlifting? Are you gonna start doing news conferences in a Speedo and just showing off your? I have a new plan I want to talk to you people about. More ticket. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, everything all right?
I don't know. How was that for you? Did you like that? No, you got to stop where you are now.
Exercise, playing golf. I'm going to put it in a book.
Golf is not aerobic sport.
But for me it was. I mean, you can see how much activity I was getting before if golf was...
That's kind of... I've never heard that before. You burn a lot of calories that way.
But very, very careful diet and a lot of exercise. And
I don't think people...
Outdoor activities.
I don't think people realize what a...
Filling potholes.
Filling potholes yourself.
Right, yeah.
The people don't
realize... Giving out jaywalking tickets.
Well, we're going to get to that in a second. First, I'm always seeing on the news, whenever there's an emergency here in the city, late at night, it could happen at 2 in the morning. Something blows up, something collapses, something tips over. You are on the scene within 5 minutes. And I realized that you're like Batman. You are. Because you live in this mansion, you know, on the Upper East Side.
Right.
You probably have a butler, and you're probably entertaining people, and he comes in and says, "Sir, it's time." You make an excuse, you know. You run in, you probably tip a little statue's head, press a button.
Right.
You ride down a pole and that changes you from a blue suit to a black suit. I mean, it's amazing. You're just on the go 24 hours a day.
I fly right out of the attic window. Right into my little Batmobile. It's really unbelievable.
How do they alert you? Is there something that they flash into the air?
They just call me up, you know, wake me up, and I get in my boots immediately. I jump right out of bed. I have the boots right next to my bed. I have the uniform there.
And you run out naked in the boots?
Well,
showing off your new body, yeah. You know, because I'm curious, because did they ever call you and it's something where, you know, they tell you, Mr. Mayor, there's a cat stuck in a tree, and you tell them, you know, that really, I don't need to, forget it. Or you always go?
No, most of the time unfortunately, it's very, very serious. And it's one of the worst parts of the job, getting awakened in the middle of the night. Right. But the other way around it is I have 6 guys who I dress up that look like me, and I send them all over, all over the place.
Yeah, and you taught them how to look concerned.
They're making really good masks, you know, they do.
This is something.
Did the police ever get suspicious and think that you're causing these tragedies?
Yeah.
Since you're always so close by.
Yeah, he's always there. Who's the one person? That's a good point.
I just happened to be walking by and the thing just fell over.
Yeah. The police are like, oh, so it's you again.
All right, you're some kind of prosecutor?
No.
His job is to get you when your back is completely turned. We want to talk about the annual press roast. It's a tradition here in New York.
Oh, yeah, it is. Every year.
Every year, and the mayor is expected. It's a tradition for the mayor to show up in some kind of outlandish costume. And in the last couple of years...
I've ruined my career with this.
I don't know. I think there's some good looks. Let's show. This is you as you went as the Beast one year from Beauty and the Beast. Nice abs, by the way. And you went as Marilyn Monroe another year.
Actually, I'd have like a smaller dress size now, wouldn't I? If I did this, I could be like a size 10 maybe or something like that.
You've thought about this a little too much. Maybe I could be a size 8 and then wear those blue pumps that...
I look a lot better.
Have you thought about what you're going to do this year? Because those are...
You have any good...
We have some suggestions. Yeah, we thought maybe you could do a Lion King thing, which we've put together. You as the Lion King. You could make a beret kind of thing, possibly. And then our thought was maybe the Blue Room right now with Nicole Kidman's bed. Maybe you could do that. Just an idea.
So when do the impeachment
I
proceedings
couldn't believe
begin?
when I found that photo, by the way. Yeah. Your presidential career is over, yeah.
Get you impeached, this kind of stuff.
Not really. The bar's been set much higher now. You really gotta do a lot better than that in the year 2000, I believe. Let's talk about, on the subject of sex, let's talk about the sex shops. Because you're famous for cleaning up this town, for getting these sex shops out of Times Square and moving them out of Manhattan. And you've actually given tips to people in the New York area if they have a sex shop in their neighborhood. You've told them what it is you think they should do. And what's your advice?
Well, first of all, I tell them you can protest, but then a second thing you can do is bring a camera with you and photograph the people going inside. That tends to reduce the
They're going to love that, by the way.
Little camera.
Could you hold on 1 second, sir, please?
Yeah, let me just get a picture.
Click.
You know, it kind of doesn't work like when somebody says, "I'll be a little late tonight, dear, coming home. You know, I'm just going to stop off," and then there's a picture of going into the sex shop. So.
Right.
People have actually done it, and it calms it down a little.
So you're asking people with video cameras to go in there,
No, we haven't had to do it. You just say it, and all of a sudden, the number of people that go reduces itself. We're down to about 50 left in the city. There used to be something
50
like
people that go to sex shops?
Right.
I was going to say, if there are 50,
50
that sounded
shops.
weird. Like, there are 50 guys, we know who they are. They hang out together.
One of them looks remarkably like...
Don't go there. You can't stop me. You didn't watch the top of the show, did you, when Ann and I were having our little chat?
I did.
Okay, let's move on.
I taped it.
Okay, good.
I taped the top.
We'll get that tape. I want to ask you about this book. You wrote a children's book called What Will You Be? And this is the book right here. And
what will you be when you grow up? You know the question you're always asked?
Right.
When you're
People are still asking me that. Yeah.
It's a great question to ask a kid.
Well,
because it gives them a goal. It gives them something that they can be thinking about, something positive, a reason to study, a reason to do good things.
What I thought was interesting is that right in the middle of the book, you're listing all the different things that kids could do when they grow up, and one says, host a late-night talk show.
Yeah, we have a list of how you could go wrong. Also, that's the second part of the book.
Never hit Batman. No, it says host a late-night talk show, and you have a drawing here.
Yes.
And the drawing represents
a very successful late-night talk show host.
Right. Okay, let's take a look at this drawing here. Because look at that. He's holding a 10 list, and he has a ham on his desk.
It looks like a composite to me.
That's no composite. You couldn't have squeezed us in there somehow? You couldn't have put freckles on that guy? Just a Letterman with some freckles would have made me feel a lot better.
Looks like a composite. Look at the height. That's more like your height.
He's sitting. You're going to be president. That's very good. Let's talk about the tickets issue, because we brought it up at the top of the program.
Where are you
right
parked?
now,
are you parked legally? You okay out there?
I want to talk to you about that. You give out the city now gives out $50 jaywalking tickets. There's a $25 ticket if you're caught riding the subway holding a cup of coffee.
I didn't even know we had that. Do we have one of those?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Cuckoo. $25 if you're caught.
An empty cup.
I don't know. You tell me. That's a real law.
That's a real law. I didn't know about that one.
That's
the jaywalking I know about. We just want to prevent people from walking in and out of traffic so they don't get hit.
Right.
It's sort of for their protection.
Right.
Like it's not a good idea to walk inside these cars because they could hit
But what's this subway thing? I mean, the Columbia cartel doesn't include coffee. I mean, we're not concerned. We're not concerned about that.
That one I'll have to look into, Conan. I've never heard about that one.
Okay, we may have made it up. You're on every night for an hour. You gotta do something to what I'm curious about is that so many tickets are being given out now. Do people ever appeal to you personally?
Absolutely. On my
to try and
radio
get out of a ticket?
Sure, they call up on my radio show all the time. Tell me about how they got the ticket. Usually I try to get them to tell me more. Like a lady called me up a couple weeks ago and said that she got a ticket for double parking. And it was very unfair. She said, it's very unfair that I got this ticket. What are you going to do about it? I said, were you double parking? Were you double parked? And she said, yes. I said, well, then I have the answer for you. She said, what is it? I said, pay it.
And then you found out she was topless when she double parked.
Most people did the violation. They're just annoyed. Every once in a while you get one that's messed up.
Have you gotten a ticket in the city?
No, somehow I don't get tickets.
Play the game, baby. Play the game. All right. We got to run. We're out of time. We thank you very much for coming. When are you going to decide if you're running for president or not?
Oh, one of these days.
Okay.
I'm not thinking about it right now. I'm enjoying this job of being Batman too much.
Good luck with that. Watch out for Mr. Freeze. Mayor Rudy Giuliani, everybody. Ryan Phillippe coming up in a break.